Hello everyone, we are going to try to finish up our circulatory chapter this week. So if you will pull out your study guide, page 195, this is what we're going to be looking at, just this side today. Only 195, not the back. So this is what you're going to be looking for. So that is only 12 problems or 12 questions. So as I read, I want you to be looking for what is it that you need to be looking for, especially these vocabulary words at the top, the A through E. When you hear them, when I'm reading, I want you to stop and see if you can match those. Okay, so today we're going to talk about your blood vessels. Your blood vessels. Blood vessels are the pipes that carry blood throughout your body. There are billions of them. In fact, if all the blood vessels in your body were laid end to end, they would be long enough to wrap around the earth at least 2.5 times. Just your body. All your blood vessels are linked together. This provides the transport system for your blood. It is very effective. It takes only about 1 minute for your blood to travel through your circulatory system. Blood vessels are classified by where they carry blood. Arteries carry blood from the heart to all the parts of the body. Veins carry blood back to the heart. Okay, so there's your key. Arteries away, veins back to the heart. Capillaries are the small blood vessels that connect the arteries and the veins. All cells, even those that make up the heart, need blood. Arteries and veins are often named by where they are located in the body. Coronary is a word that means relating to the heart. Coronary. A network of blood vessels supplies the heart with blood. The arteries and veins that provide blood for the heart are called coronary arteries and coronary veins. Pulmonary is a word that means relating to the lungs. The artery that goes to the lungs is called the pulmonary artery. The pulmonary veins come from the lungs back to the heart. Remember, veins are going back to the heart, arteries away. Arteries. Arteries have thick muscular walls. The artery walls can expand and relax as the heart pumps blood through them. The heart contracts and pushes blood into the arteries. This makes the artery walls expand or stretch out. When the heart relaxes, the walls spring back into place. This causes the arteries to become smaller. The blood is pushed forward. When you feel your pulse, you are feeling the artery wall expand and then relax. The aorta is the largest artery in the body. It is about the diameter of a garden hose. So think about a hose that you use to water your garden with. The aorta is attached to the left ventricle of the heart and carries blood away from the heart. Arteries branch off the aorta and form smaller arteries. The smallest arteries are called arterioles. Capillaries. Capillaries are the smallest blood vessels. They are so small, in fact, that they can be seen only with a microscope. It takes about 10 capillaries to equal the thickness of one human hair. Capillaries spread out from the arterioles in a web of blood vessels. The body has many of these webs. Every cell in the body is close to a capillary. Even though they are small, capillaries have a very important job. Capillaries have thin walls. As the blood in the capillaries flows past other cells, oxygen and nutrients in the blood pass through the capillary walls into surrounding cells. At the same time, carbon dioxide and other waste from the cells pass into the capillaries and are carried away by the blood. This process keeps the cells healthy. Okay, comparing sizes of vessels. This is page 292. Veins. Capillaries link the largest arteries with the smallest veins, which are called venules. These venules eventually become the larger blood vessels called veins. Veins return the blood to the heart. Vein walls are thinner than artery walls are. The muscle fibers in veins are also not as strong as the muscle fibers in arteries are. Muscles in your body help push blood through your veins and back to your heart. Like the heart, veins have valves that keep the blood from flowing backward. All the veins in the body flow into two large veins in the body. They are about 2 5/10 centimeter, about 1 inch in diameter. Both veins carry blood into the right ventricle. The supravena cava carries blood from the upper body. The inferior vena cava carries blood from the lower body. Okay, now we're going to talk about someone who helped learn about some of how our body works. William Harvey. People have not always understood how the circulatory system works. Some thought that air, not blood, flowed through arteries and veins. Later, people thought that arteries came out of the heart and veins came out of the liver. They believed that food was changed into blood by the liver and that the blood was consumed by the body. Most people in the 1500s and 1600s thought that the lungs moved blood through the body. William Harvey, an English doctor born in 1578, was the first to understand how the circulatory system really works. By dissecting animals and studying people, Harvey knew that the theories of his day were wrong. He discovered that the arteries, veins, heart, and lungs are all part of one big circulatory system. In 1628, Harvey published a book based on his research. He was the first to say that the heart is a pump that moves blood through the body. He explained how the blood is circulated through the body and then returns to the heart. His book had many critics at first. The people said he was crazy. As man's technology improved, though, Harvey's ideas were shown to be true. His ideas became the basis for all modern research on the heart and blood vessels. Now, isn't that usually how it goes when someone starts to realize that things work a little bit differently than we thought? Everyone else is critical. And it's hard to accept new ideas, isn't it? And you do need to test new ideas. You need to look. You don't just say, oh, okay, fine, whatever you think. But when there is evidence, when there is proof, then you accept and expand your knowledge of how things work. So I want you to, first of all, you should have filled out your study guide as we read. If you missed anything, make sure you go back and look over those pages, which were pages 290 to 293, and see if you can find anything that you missed. Remember, we're only doing this front side today. And then for the comments, I want you to think of something else that we know how it works now, but maybe that had to be discovered, that had to be figured out. Okay, for example, people used to think the world was flat. Okay, like he said, no one knew how the arteries and veins work. If you're not sure exactly what people thought before, just put, I wonder when people learned that we had lungs. I wonder when people learned. And another example, and I don't want to take all your examples, but another example is germs. Remember how we talked about that? No one realized that not washing their hands and using medical instruments from one patient to another was causing any harm. They didn't know that there were things that we could not see that could harm us. So think about something that we know now that people haven't always known. Okay, so that's what you're thinking. What is something we know now that people have not always known? And put that below in your comments.